Yes, Iceberg's the name.
All right. Yo, Julian, what's popping, man? How you feeling? What's shaking with you, baby?
I feel good, my guy. How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, man. How you doing this? How your family and everybody doing during this time?
Man, we still we stayed afloat. I can't complain, you know what I'm saying? Blessed. I made most of my money during the pandemic, so I can't complain. Yeah. I went crazy.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, I truly believe that this was the time where because the world slowed down, the people who are very creative, innovative, found a way to make something
Most
happen.
definitely. That's
If you
exactly
wasn't
what happened.
creative, I don't think you found a way to get anything done.
Nah,
So
that's exactly what happened.
you know what I'm saying? All right, so we going to take it to the genesis. So where did you find managing and where did managing find you?
So back in like 2011 in Memphis, I was like 19 years old. I was
Mhm.
just managing my homeboy. My homeboy, he was hard. Like he could rap. So I was working at Kroger, overnight manager at Kroger. So I'm just taking my checks, putting it behind him, like sending them to the studio while he lazy, he smoking weed, and you know what I'm saying? He doing everything but working. I'm doing all the work, putting money behind him. So that's really where I started it.
Mm. So usually a lot of people, I believe, no matter what field of work you want to do, a lot of people do their research. Like they go through an emulation phase before they find their identity. So
Most
who in
definitely.
the field of management did you look up to and research to say, yo, let me figure out this situation so I could collect myself and have a better understanding of how to manage myself and the artist that I'm working with?
So I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy. I hate managing. You know what I'm saying? It might sound crazy, but I hate managing because it's like you taking care of grown kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I always wanted to be an A&R executive, which is why I I have my most success with producers and beats. If you notice, you know what I'm saying? Because I always wanted to be an A&R. So managing really just came natural for me. Always being a hard worker. Like if it was a job I was working, I was always, you know what I'm saying? I was a manager at Kroger at 19 years old overnight. You know, they offered me $105,000 a year at 21, 22 years old, a store manager job. And I turned it down and moved to Atlanta and slept in my car because I wanted to do music. You know what I'm saying? So I never wanted to manage. Like I would always watch movies like, you know what I'm saying, Notorious or, you know what I'm saying, Straight Outta Compton. And them movies motivated me like, damn, like I know if these people can take an artist or, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Dre was a producer, he could go to the next level. Like and shit can't be that hard. I just need a new environment. So I just had to get out of Memphis and get to Atlanta, and you know what I'm saying. It worked.
Why from Memphis to Atlanta?
See, Memphis, man, Memphis like if you trying to do something musically, Memphis wasn't the city. Like we just now getting to shine musically. You know what I mean? But if you notice, you never really hear of any executives or managers coming out of Memphis. It's only artists. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Right.
always been like that. So Memphis was just a hard city. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no rapper and wasn't trying to be a rapper. So Memphis was a hard city to make it out of on the executive level. You know what I'm saying? And Atlanta was a wide open market for executives, producers, artists, you know, whatever you were trying to do as a creative. Atlanta was a more open market. So I just knew I had to get out of Memphis and get to Atlanta.
So when you stationed yourself in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
based on your vision, where in your mind you said this is the first place I gotta go to be seen and break through?
So when I first got to Atlanta, I had a cousin. So my cousin, she went to University of Alabama. She was the one
Mhm.
on me like, bro, you gotta leave Memphis. Like, if I can get you to leave Memphis, you'll be good. And she like a year younger than me, you know what I'm saying? But when she graduated from University of Alabama, she went straight to Atlanta and she was interning for Dark Studios, Dallas Austin Studio at the time. You know what I mean? And she was working with Grand Hustle and Ti. So I was like, you know what? Let me just move down here. I was an overnight manager at Kroger, making like $16 an hour. So I thought I was just gonna transfer my grocery store job to Atlanta, still be making $16 an hour and figure the music stuff out. But when I transferred the grocery store job to Atlanta, they must have told me like Tennessee and Georgia on two different contracts. So they tried to take me from $16 an hour to $7 an hour. And I was like, nah, bro, I put in 3 years of work to get to this level. Like, I can't go back to that. I never worked a job again. So I got an internship as a studio manager at Soul Asylum. Because at the time it was the #1 studio in Atlanta, but they didn't do like internships for executives. It was only for like if you wanted to be an engineer or a producer. You know what I mean? So the guy was like, you know what? I'm gonna try something different. He gave me a position to like be the studio manager or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed when I got there, you know what I'm saying? Like, so the studio owner at the time, he was like PTSD. He was old military, so he would snap in and out. You know what I'm saying? And man, I'm a Memphis nigga, bro. Like, I'm like, man, he can't be talking to me like that. Like, so it's crazy, bro, because I was young at the time. I'm 29. I was probably like 24 back then. All the engineers and producers that he had on staff, they were older than me. They were like 28 and 29. You know what I mean? So it was like one day I just said, I'm done. I quit, bro. His whole staff quit with me. They follow me. So it kind of messed me up. I'm like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these folks, they older than me and they follow me. Like, I'm trying to figure it out myself. You know what I'm saying? So we went to like this record label had just opened in Atlanta. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna even name the record label, but it had just opened. So basically he hired me as creative director and I had my own office and everything. And then I put my staff in position. So my homeboy was like the company producer for the record label. My other homeboy was like the head engineer. My cousin, who I was telling you about, she was like over the A&Rs. So the guy had only made like $2,000 in like 7 months of being open. When I came with my staff, I ended up making them like $26,000 like within the first month. But after the 90-day process, he was supposed to put us like on payroll. So I was making them this bread for free, like just to prove a point, like trying to get in the door. Man, he breached the contract. He never paid us. Like, he's doing some scamming shit with the money. All the money I made him, he was taking the money, driving Benz. It's like just basically funding his living. So when we left there, it was like back to square one. You know what I'm saying? I had quit my job and everything because I'm like, man, I ain't going back to $7 an hour. Like, I'm at this new record label. I'm finna get pumping. You know what I'm saying? So I was back to square one and, man, messed around and went to 12 studios, bro. And like, that was like the change for me. You know what I'm saying? Like a year and a half of being in Atlanta. I went to 12 studios and I met Cheese Beats. He produced like Migos, Wishy Washy, Cocoon, Cardi B, Bartier Cardi. He a Grammy-winning producer, so he was kind of like my big homie, and I was like his little brother. So he took me under his wing. You know what I'm saying? They made me like A&R assistant under this guy named Josiah. So Josiah really gave me a shot. Like, he saw something in me or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? But it's the crazy. The turn to the story is Youngster is like, his hood is like 7 minutes from my hood in Memphis. Like, I'm from Orange Mound, where 8 Ball and MJG from. You know, Youngster know from South Memphis, but I never knew Youngster in Memphis. Like, people be thinking like we grew up together because our relationship so strong. And now I met Youngster in Atlanta. I had on the University of Memphis Letterman jacket walking in the studio, and he just so happened to be recording at the studio at that time. And he was like, "Look, bro, you from Memphis?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm from Orange Mound." Woo, woo, and it just went from there. Like, that was the start of our relationship.
Okay. So you say your cousin was
Mhm.
already pretty much in the industry
Yeah,
getting her.
she was doing internships, like, because she went to college, you know what I mean? So I guess when you go to college, they look at you on a higher level than a regular person like myself at the time that was trying to get in them doors, you know what I'm saying? So she was interning for T.I. around the time he came out with I can't remember the name of that project, but he came out with a project like 2016. She was interning for T.I., you know what I mean? And that's when T.I. and Thug was working together real tight. But the crazy thing about it is my cousin, like, I ended up just taking off how she knew I would, and she don't even do music no more. Like, it ain't work for her.
Mm.
Yeah, so
I
you
was just
know,
about to ask, like, based on your relationship, like, how did y'all now pair together to, like, you know what I'm saying, start influencing the industry
well,
down in the beginning?
it's so crazy because how it was, like, see, you know, we as men, we can make more sacrifices, like sleeping in cars, you know, doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just come with being a man. You know, I'm not saying women won't do that, but I don't expect a woman to do this. So my
Right.
cousin, she's a girl. You know what I mean? So when we ended up, bro, we had a crazy journey. Like, we left Atlanta, moved to Phoenix, Arizona, because that side of the family Indian. So we was living on my family Indian reservation. And I'm walking out seeing a desert and a highway every day. And I'm like, damn, like, why did I just leave Atlanta to move to Phoenix, Arizona? Like, it just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make sense. It's like I felt like I was moving backwards. Me, her, and my producer, we drove all the way from Atlanta to Phoenix, Arizona. Because we was like, damn, well, if we move out here with the family, we ain't got no bills. So we could just get a job at the gas station or something like that, make some bread, stack it up, then move back to the A and get everything right. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't work like that. Like she stayed in Arizona, ended up getting a job at the casino on a reservation, making crazy money. And me and my homeboy at the time, who was my producer, who slept in the car with me, we ended up leaving Phoenix and went to LA. You know what I'm saying? Like he had graduated engineering school in Phoenix a year prior to me meeting him. And he was working as an engineer from this private studio on Hollywood Boulevard, you know, called West One Studios. You know what I mean? So he had a relationship at their studio. So he was like, bro, let's just go out here. Maybe I can get a job back engineering at the studio I interned at, and you can just be the studio manager. Man, it was so much harder being homeless in LA than it was in Atlanta. I was like, we got to roll. You know what I'm saying? Like, LA a different ball game to be homeless in. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up going back to Atlanta, man. Like, kept sleeping in the whip, you know what I'm saying? Working at the studio for free, doing what we were doing. And man, I just ended up bumping into Youngster, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ended up taking off everybody who quit that first studio with me in a good position. Like the engineer guy who quit, he recorded like label artists now. So he traveled. My homeboy who was sleeping in the whip with me, he one of the head engineers and producers at Loud House Studios in Buckhead, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And my other homeboy, he an A&R for Zaytoven. And I'm where I'm at. So it's like just them following my lead, like got them in good positions. And then, you know what I'm saying, I'm where I'm at.
So based on the relationship you and Youngster started to build, where did that end up taking your career?
So it's kind of crazy because Youngster, like back in 2017, June of 2017, he signed his first artist and he hired me to be his artist's manager. He had his own manager at the time. You know what I mean? But, you know, shit happened with his manager. And then, you know, his artist didn't break how he was supposed to. So shit happened with him. So it was like they brought me and Youngster together. So I went from being his artist's manager to his road manager to his manager quitting, from me going to his road manager to having to learn this shit overnight and actually being his manager. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I say that it probably took my career to a different level of how people portrayed me and looked at me, but like really all my success came off of my management company, like me starting in position, like it shocked Youngster. We was in Atlanta for All-Star. I had booked like 6 shows in All-Star. I had booked him like 4 shows, Doug like 2 shows, and Youngster was like, damn, bro, it's crazy. Like I'm working on closing out Migo label deal, you know what I mean? And bro, I come in your room, bro, and you closing out your own deals, like 6-figure deals. He was like, it's crazy as hell, bro, because like, bro, man, when you got with me, bro, you was in the car. I didn't know you knew this much when it came to them producers and shit. So, you know, now him and God in them trying to sign producers and trying to get in on my company, get a percentage of what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's really crazy, bro. Like, cause I did everything by myself. Like how I move is like, I wouldn't ask you to help me get this. Like I like doing it myself. So Youngster never got me like I went platinum with Polo G. I got my producer 3 on Polo G album. Went platinum on the Baby Kirk album. Got my producer on there. I had the 42 Doug and Roddy Ricch come out last night. Like I built their relationship with Doug and went to the studio and played beats with Doug. And so, like I talked to Doug more than Youngster talked to Doug. So you know what I'm saying? I never asked Youngster, you know what I'm saying, as a man, I never asked him like to, bro, send this beat to Meek Mill or send these beats out for me. Like I just did the shit myself and it worked.
So you mentioned earlier you end up creating your own company called In Position. How did that vision come together for you to start that for yourself?
Well, so rewinding back to 2019 when I told you I was managing my first artist independently in Memphis, my management, I had a management company back then. It was called Rich by 25 Management. But when I got 25, it was like I spoke it into existence because I had been hollering out Rich by 25 since I was 15 years old in the 9th grade. Like, you know, just on cocky young nigga shit, like, I'm gonna be rich by 25, rich by 25. So it's crazy, bro, because fast forward from 19 to 25, when I turned 25 is when I got with Youngster. So God didn't make me rich. He took me out of that car and put me with Youngster. And that was like, now you get rich. You figure it out and get rich now. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I spoke my whole situation into existence. Because my first management company was called Rich by 25. So when I got with Youngster, I was like, you know what? I'm 25 now. When I turned 26, I changed it to In Position Management.
Like everything just came.
It just came like crazy.
Woo. All right. So you have a lot of great credits here. a lot, a whole lot. You have certified platinum 4 times, #1 Billboard charts 3 times. Moneybag Yo Yo Youngster from the album Cold Red LP. You got Polo G, the GOAT. You got the baby on Kurt. Like, take me through the process of when you linking up with producers, artists, and you putting them in the same room, and then you seeing your work really blossom and bringing about great results.
Man, so crazy, bro. Cause I'll start with Taj Money. So Taj Money did like the Lonely Child for Young Boy that went platinum. He did the raw shit that was on Kirk. He had 3 on Polo G album. Like I signed Taj Money like off. I heard him on YouTube, and it was like a mediocre ass beat. Like, and so Youngster was like, back then Youngster was like, damn, you gonna sign him off of just hearing one beat? And I was like, yeah, because to Youngster, I was just like, I just got around him. So to him, it was like, damn, this young nigga got a management company with no talent, but he finna sign this producer off of hearing one beat. But it was just something about that one beat back then in 2017. I'm like, he gonna be big as hell. So he was like 18, 17, about to be 18 then, fresh out of high school. I remember talking to his mom on the phone. She was like, I don't know about this music. I don't see him making no career out of this. He need to get a job. You know how mamas be? But she was like, he need to get a job. So I'm on the phone really lying to her. I'm like, look, man, just give me 2 years at the most, a year and a half. I got him. I'm gonna take him to the next level. I ain't know how I was gonna do what I did. You know what I'm saying? It's just I always been a hustler. You know what I'm saying? You got movers and shakers. I always been that type of person. So you know what I'm saying? I ended up signing Taj, and I started them off slowly with youngsters. So youngsters started hearing his beats more and more in the studio. Youngsters was like, damn, like he hard. You know what I'm saying? He did the long live for Youngster, and then he did Church on Sunday featuring T.I. on Youngster Church on Sunday album. And when he did For Tomorrow, that's when it was like, okay, he hard. So right after that, I ended up, I'm just at the house bored one day, man, in Memphis, like, damn, I got to figure out how to make some money with this music shit. Like, because people be thinking like, if you manage an artist, you automatically rich because they rich. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. Like, you got to figure out your own lane in the same sense. So my Taj sent me some beats 4th of July, like 2018. I was like, man, I'm just going to send this to the baby A&R. And I messed around and sent it to his A&R named Berline. 6 months later, we get an email saying, what do y'all want for this beat? We put Migos on it. It's going on the Baby's Kirk album. So I was like, oh yeah, game on, you know what I'm saying? So after that, you know what I'm saying? I got his first 15,000 for a beat. I charged him 15,000, got him 15,000 for a beat. The Baby ended up going platinum. That was like September of 2019. Youngboy came right back October 2019. We ended up getting a Lonely Child on AI Youngboy 2. It went #1 on the Billboard. That record went platinum. Then like 6 months later, he was in LA, made a phone call to Polo G's A&R, Chelsea, my girl Chelsea at Columbia. She was like, yeah, have him pull through. He pulled through, worked with Polo G. They ended up bonding, like they've been knowing each other. He ended up getting 3 on Polo G album. Martin and Gina went platinum as a single. Then the whole album went platinum. It went #2 on the Billboard charts. So it's like after that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I rewind back to All-Star Weekend. Taj called me. He was like, bro, wake up, check your account. I checked my account. They had sent him 675,000 and sent me 75,000. Like we did a 6-figure deal with Sony, publishing deal. Yeah. So his mama was like, what? His mama was like crazy. She was like he buying her a house right now in South Carolina. He just paid $80,000 cash for a Hellcat last week. He got a Hellcat. So
yo. All right. So in position or just in the industry at large, they say A&R is like a dying art.
Mm-hmm.
For you, when you bring your artists of all kinds, whether they rappers, producers, engineers, like what do you do to cultivate your team? Like what do you do to keep them grounded and to keep them leveling up where they could keep producing hot tracks, hot engineer, hot sounds, like you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I really think God just blessed me to get people like kind of like on the same wavelength, you know what I'm saying? Like it's me, you know what I'm saying? I believe in the universe and I believe in everything like that happening, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like he just gave me people like who are not too high up on a high horse, like who's right here and humble like I am, and you know what I'm saying. Like when I sign people, I never even present a contract right off the bat. So like if I was trying to sign you as a producer, like the whole first 6 months, I just show and tell. You ain't even on paperwork, you know what I'm saying? So I'm already getting them pumping and rolling. So 6 months later, when it's time to actually sign, they like, shit, I see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? He just did it for me without me being on paperwork. That's as real as it gets. You know what I mean? And I just sign them, bro, and like I keep them motivated. Like they believe in me so much, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'll be like, damn, I hope I'm able to get a placement. Like if 3 months go by, 4 months go by, and I ain't got a placement, I'll be like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I losing it? I'm getting washed up, but like soon as I start getting them little feelings, like some land, like so and so about to drop his album, y'all made this album, y'all made this project. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm. So my question, another thing is, as far as like a lot of narratives in the industry, it's producers are usually late to getting paid.
Most definitely.
So how do you stay on top of you making sure you and your team are getting what y'all deserve for the work y'all put in on time?
On time. So I mean, usually how that works is when you up and coming, it's crazy, bro. Like, cause a record, like a artist can't be an artist without a producer. Like producers slept on. Like even people behind the scenes, like me. You know what I mean? Like, don't nobody know that I I was watching the movie Trolls. You know what I'm saying? Like with my nephew or something like that, and I heard the Scorpion song "No One Like You." So I called my producer. I was like, I got this old rock song I just heard on this little movie. I want you to redo the beat. And he was like, hell no, bro. You know, he like 18, 19. So he like, you sure? I was like, bro, just trust me, just redo the beat. And he redid the beat, which is how 42 Dubs and Roddy Richie's For the Game came about. You know what I'm saying? Like I came up with the whole concept, had my producer redo the beat, sent it to Doug. The rest was history. So, you know what I mean? Like it's like bring them in so many placements. It's like when that money coming in, I just tell them like, bro, just save. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know we get paid quarterly anyway, so you're gonna have to wait 4 to 6 months or something like that. But then the records we do have that stream high, I'll set up a little co-pub deal for like 20,000 or some little bread, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll do a co-pub deal for half of their percentage. They sitting on 20,000. By the time they going low on that 20,000, that money then made itself back because they out their co-pub deal. It is streamed high enough to where they get their percentage back, and then by that time they can $15,000, $20,000 ass cap of being my chicks. You know what I mean? So it keeps everything on pace. And then like I got a lawyer, but I kind of learned the business myself, so I don't have to pay a lawyer 10% just to look over something I could have looked over. You know what I mean? And now if it's something that don't make sense to me, then of course then I'll like send it to my lawyer and just pay what I gotta pay. But like I closed out my own, like the deal we just did with Sony, I closed out our deal myself.
Sheesh, congratulations.
Yeah, most
Like
definitely.
how much time do you spend on educating yourself in the roles that you play?
So the thing is, bro, like it's like I don't like I can't lie, I don't do too much reading. It's like I think a lot. Like I think so much sometimes that it's like I know I'm probably stressing myself out, but I educate myself like as things go. You know what I mean? So it'll be like I get a contract today in my email, and I'm like, damn, I don't know this, but let me just so I'll spend like the whole next week just like a nerd, you know what I'm saying, focused on that contract and reading over it and stuff like that. So I really just teach myself as I go and learn as I go. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, like it's crazy.
Okay.
Like,
So
yeah, it's crazy.
um so what are some things that you do for yourself in regards to investment? Because from what I understand is based on what I believe, you're supposed to have 6 to 7 streams of income to maintain
Come
whatever
really,
you're doing.
yeah.
So for you, outside of music, what are some things you invest in to keep everything grounded and leveled out?
So it's crazy because you know, coming from where we come from, like or coming from the hood or poverty in general, you know what I mean? Like most it's sad to say, but most black people not raising their kids and teaching their kids about credit and stuff at a young age. You know what I'm saying? And I come from the same thing. Like my parents, we were well taken care of. They did the best they could, but you know what I'm saying? Like I just be thinking like, damn, with the business mind I got, like my daughter, she gonna be crazy when she turn 18. You know what I mean? On a whole nother level. You know, so really how I go about doing that, bro, to keep it honest with you, I just got my first large lump sum of money, which was like 3 weeks ago. Man, I took that bread.
Congratulations.
I went and got an LLC, started in position transports. So I'm gonna buy my first 18 wheeler. I'm finishing my authority and stuff right now. I just started this yard sign business. Like a lot of people don't know, but if you ever ride around and you see the happy birthday signs in people's yards and stuff, that's not a just go to Party City and buy happy birthday. That's an actual business. That's $100,000. And the credits roll at the end of the movie. You'll see Pull Up, Black Youngster, courtesy of Sony Epic Records. Then it got like written by Julien Anderson, Black Youngster, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that was crazy. Like when my mom saying that, she was blown by that because she like, damn, like my son name at the end of a movie in the credits. You know, so that's like really the only placement I got outside of music. It's crazy, bro, because there's many it's one thing to get placements and then they just go on a project. Okay, cool, you got a placement. But it's like, I don't want to jinx myself, but every placement I didn't got, platinum record, big song, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't got no mediocre placement. Like my placements haven't even been gold. They all been platinum, number ones. And
Congratulations, man.
yeah, most
Congratulations.
definitely.
Mhm. So what's next for you and your company and your roster coming in to the rest of 2021 going into the new year when it arrives?
So I just signed. So I signed a female artist about 2 years ago out of Houston named Ken the Man. That situation didn't end up working out, but she just got signed to Asylum Records. So I knew I was on the right track with that. You know what I'm saying? So I just signed this female out of Houston named Fetty Me. She got like over 100,000 followers. She going up. I booked her like 6 shows in like 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And she had just lost her car, her house, everything when I signed her. You know what I'm saying? So for me to make her like $20,000 just off music and off shows in like the last 6 weeks, you know what I'm saying? She went and bought her a car, you know what I'm saying, yesterday. So, you know, it's like everything I touch turn to gold, you know what I'm saying? So I know I'm in the right situation for everything. So I just signed her. Of course, I'm signing more producers. Like I'm gonna sign my first producer from overseas. He live in Japan. He don't even speak English. When we talk, he talked to me through a translator. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm gonna sign him. He hard. I'm about to turn him all the way up, go crazy with him. Then I signed
Market.
the young boy, Pooh Shiesty got a song out called Twerking Song. That's my producer. I signed him. He just turned 18 years old from Memphis, Tennessee. So I'm working on getting him big now. I'm actually in the process right now working on Ride Wave Deluxe and Dirk and Baby in New York right now, working on a joint project. I'm working on that right now.
So outside of producers, like what do you look for in an artist? Like Jim Joe said the other day, where the the industry is more so paying attention to numbers versus real artistry, like real talent. Like the industry, like from his perspective, the industry is missing a lot of great talent. So for you, as a owner of a label of a production company, like what do you look for in artists?
So it's crazy because I get artists and producers in my DMs all day, every day. Like I done had people tell me like, bro, I got 10,000 a month. Like whether it be dope boys or whatever they doing, scam or whatever, they 10,000 a month if you manage me. And it's like, damn, that's $120,000 a year. But I turn it down because it's like, damn, if I'm not into you, how can I even charge you and manage you? You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work. It gotta work for me. Like I gotta personally like something about you as a person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So really all I ask is that you be at least 50 when you come to me, 50%. I can take you from 50 to 100. You know what I'm saying? But it takes so long to take an artist from 0 to 100. You know what I mean? So like if you at least 50%, like you can not be the best rapper and have a strong social media following. We can figure
Mhm.
it out because I can hire writers to come in the studio with you. I got the production, of course. You know what I mean? Like, so it's really hard to say. Like, it's nothing specific that I look for in an artist. I just look for somebody who, it sounds mediocre because everybody say it, but somebody who are already hungry and, what I'm saying, halfway going.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So tell the world where they can find you on social media. Tell them what's to come from your company, what's to come from your lineup of producers and artists. Tell us what's going on.
So you can find me on social media. I only got one social media handle. That's Instagram at 25 Riches, 25 RICHES. What's to come? Man, go stream, download, buy whatever. 42 Dub featuring Roddy Rich for the gang. That's my latest placement. That just dropped at midnight last night. It's like number 47 on the hip hop charts right now worldwide. So we trying to get that to number one. That's most definitely the summertime anthem. You know what I'm saying? Like 3, 4, 5 times platinum. That one on the way. You know what I mean? Like, so I most definitely got a bunch of records coming this summer. You know what I'm saying? But they're like, that's my biggest one. That's the biggest placement of my career, actually.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's projected to be a big Billboard song. Like when my producer produced it, we had this song locked in and done 9 months ago. It just dropped last night. But like 9 months ago, Warner called and offered us $500,000 because the song was projected to do so big. And that was 9 months ago. So I turned it down because I'm like, damn, if they offering all this money 9 months before the record drops, like 3 months after it dropped, that shit gonna be $1 million offer. So you know what I'm saying? Like we most definitely got like some big shit coming.
What was your favorite placement of a song where it's like when it did good, it was like, ooh, I knew this was the one.
So I gotta be real. My favorite placement right now is Doug featuring Roddy Ricch. And that's because like Doug, like my little brother, like I remember 2 years ago, we were in LA working on Youngster's sophomore album, and Doug came in the studio and he was sleeping on the couch. And the A&Rs and people were walking in the room like, who was this little kid laying on the couch? Like, they didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I told people long ago, like, Doug, that's like the next Eazy-E, bro. Like, got one. Like, he gonna be a superstar, you know what I'm saying? Like, people was like, bro, I don't know what you're seeing, Doug. So just to see Doug flourish, to be where he is now, bro, and like to see me just help him get like his first, like, not no feature from Lil Baby, like it's a feature, but we paid, and the other one that was Lil Baby featuring Doug. Like it's actually Doug featuring Roddy Ricch. So for me to be able to help him get his first big song of his career, that like you can say, all right, this Doug song, you know what I'm saying? That's most definitely mean a lot to me, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like my favorite placement for sure.
That's what's up, man. I plan to hear more to come. We gotta lock and get more interviews going every time you get
Yeah, we got to.
every time
you
these
on the
joints is
ground, like,
placed, and no matter where they place, no matter when they drop, let's get it going.
yeah, most definitely. I'm gonna look you up on the gram and follow you on everything right after this interview.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate
you,
your
bro.
story too. That joint is hella motivational, son.
Yeah. I'm gonna be writing a book. Give me about 5 years. I'm gonna write a book and stuff.
All right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When you come through, son, just let me know.
I got you. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, man. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Take care.